Well, fascinating results here. No clarity in terms of the national numbers as yet, but some really fascinating states per se. In the north, it's Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, fascinating reversal, and for the BJP, and a push for the INDIA alliance there in UP, Maharashtra. But down south, I think an interesting state is first, let's talk about Tamil Nadu. And R.K. Radhakrishnan joins us there, associate editor of the Frontline. R.K., Tamil Nadu, the DMK holding its own, but the BJP seems to have had some kind of vote shares there in Tamil Nadu. The AIADMK is still the firm second party.
I think, Veera, I have been talking about this from day one, from the time that the opinion polls came out and exit polls. Even yesterday, we were talking about the same thing. That BJP is a made-up thing from the Noida studios. It's not present on the ground. Annamalai is something that Noida studios created. It is not reflected on the ground at all. You have to. I mean, first lesson from this election happens to be that you have to get out of social media. Once in a while, talk to people on the street. Only then they will decide to vote or not to vote. It's as simple as that. It gets reflected here, and I think it is a story of this election across Tamil Nadu.
But that you say, and I take that point, but then it's not true in the state of Kerala there, R.K. Radhakrishnan, where the BJP is leading in 2 seats. It was a thin margin last I checked for Rajiv Chandrasekhar, but he is leading. And in Thrissur, Suresh Gopi categorically leading there. So that is a very different story, and that's a huge symbolic win for the BJP in Kerala.
Absolutely. I was wrong about Thrissur. It appears that Suresh Gopi is in a huge majority, leading by a huge majority. But Shashi Tharoor is back in the lead right now. You start counting the Latin Catholic votes, Shashi Tharoor will be back on top. Don't worry about that.
All right. So you think Shashi Tharoor will eventually have the day. I want to go to my state of residence, Karnataka, RK. Just putting out to you, DK Suresh trailing in Bengaluru rural, but the Congress doing fascinatingly, or at least up to what its expectations were, 10, and defying the exit poll expectations. 10 to 11 seats, the Congress leading, including Bengaluru Central.
Yeah. I mean, this is a shocker, if you ask me. But then, DK losing out in Bangalore rural is actually a slap on the face of senior DK. He should have looked at it a little more closely. I think finally, Siddaramaiah and DK seem to have made way for Mallikarjun Kharge, who seems to be holding on to his territory, whereas both Mysuru region and Bangalore seems to be a washout. And I'm very, very happy. Let me record it here. I'm very happy that Prajwal Revanna is losing. But at the same time, it's really not heartening that some of the better faces are actually losing across Karnataka. But I think that's the name of the game. And I think BJP really, really tried very hard in this election, and JDS really helped them in getting additional seats in Karnataka.
Before we let you go, R.K. Radhakrishnan, at the moment, the BJP's number seems to be just under 240. The NDA number seems to be above 272. Do you think that we are heading towards another era of coalition? Because BJP leaders are extremely confident it will be Prime Minister Modi again in a third term as the NDA leader.
We don't know who will be the Prime Minister, but definitely we are heading to a coalition government. Being there, let me also update you on the latest figures in Trivandrum. Shashi Tharoor is leading by 3,947 votes as of now. And I think there is not too much of a shocker in Kerala, barring the BJP in Thrissur. I think we are headed for a coalition government. Absolutely, yes. And why not Yogi Adityanath as Prime Minister? Why do you need Modi all the time?
Well, yes, we will discuss all that post 5 o'clock. Thanks very much there, R.K. Radhakrishnan, for joining us with those comments. We'll look at each of the southern states and, of course, the rest of the Indian states, because ultimately, R.K. Radhakrishnan, Chandrababu Naidu and Vijayawada could well hold all the cards at the end of the day. Chandrababu Naidu, after 25 years, could be the man bringing the coalition partners together for the BJP.
Absolutely. Looks like that is the way it is headed. I think ST, Mamta, and obviously Chandrababu Naidu, MK Stalin will all have a huge and big role to play. I think that's how this nation should be. It should not be ruled by one party. We have seen the tragedy of it being ruled by one party. You have one nation, one election, one nation, one language, one nation, one dress, one nation, one food, all of that. I mean, let's get out of this nonsense and let us treat this diversity for what it is. We are a land of diversity, and let's accept and embrace it and move forward, regardless of who forms the government. I'm very sure that the BJP can really form a government, and even with that, let us give up all these one nation, one tax, and all these other nonsenses, and move ahead as a nation which embraces our differences and diversity.
That's right, R.K. Radhakrishnan. We leave you to it at the moment, but remember, the BJP still remains the single largest pole of Indian politics by a mile and a half, because the Congress is under 100, the BJP is at 240. So it's not the expectations of the INDIA alliance, and perhaps the lesson for them is that arithmetic alone is not enough to undo a personality of the stature of Narendra Modi. But let's see how this plays out. At the end of the day, of course, this is going down to the wire, and I think all the permutations and combinations will work out post 5 p.m. this evening. Thanks very much, R.K. Radhakrishnan.
Thank you, Veera. See you then. Bye-bye.